Hey everyone, well done on making this really smart decision to have a look at this video and potentially consider studying German at Maynooth University. So today I'm just going to tell you a little about who we are, what we do, and maybe some of the reasons why you might want to study German. So just a bit about us first. We're one of the smallest departments at Maynooth University, but we are one of the largest German departments in Ireland, so really not that small in the grand scheme of things. And we have about 200 students studying with us and 6 permanent members of staff. And what's, I suppose, unique about what we have in situ in Maynooth is that we have a balance of native and non-native speakers, and that mix can be really interesting for students, and there's different ways of benefiting from the different types of speakers. So even though we're small, we have a very broad range of courses, and actually a broader range of courses than many large departments. So just to introduce you to us a little bit, so this is me, Dr. Cliver as head of German. God, I really need to change the picture. We also have Dr. Valerie Heffernan, Dr. Cordula Bücking, German native speaker, Professor Arndt Witte, German native speaker, Professor Florian Kropp, also German native speaker, Dr. Jeff Morrison, a non-native speaker like myself and Valerie. And then also the newest additions to our staff, Miss Lisa Winter, who's our Austrian lecturer, and Miss Sandra Weber, who is our German Academic Exchange Service lecturer. So you have a nice range of native and non-native speakers there. You also have a range of people with different experience backgrounds, with different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. So it really is a very varied faculty that we have. So why study German? What are the reasons why anyone wants to study German? Well, first and foremost, to have fun, yeah? So you may have really liked studying German in school, and even if you didn't like studying German in school, you think, well, maybe it's different at university. Well, in a lot of ways it is, yeah? So languages at university are really fun to learn, yeah? You get a lot of face-to-face time because we make sure that the classes are as small as we can have them. So we normally have about 15 to 18 people in the class, okay? And you get to have your classes with a range of native and non-native speakers. So in any given semester, some of your lecturers will be non-native speakers like myself, and some of them will be native speakers like some of the people you saw on the previous slides. Yeah. What's great about studying in a kind of a small class setting like this is that you really get to know your classmates very well, and in that way you get to kind of make friends for life. I know when I was at university, all of my best friends that I still have to this very day were all people that I was in language class with. It certainly wasn't people that I was in the much larger classrooms with. Studying a language at university is really stimulating because it's very active and interactive learning. Yeah, so unlike school, where sometimes it can be the teacher taking on the dominant role, at university we kind of flip that on its head, and we really get the students to kind of take over as much as possible in the classroom. So it's very active and interactive, which a load of people really enjoy. And you get to know us, you get to know your lecturers, which, believe it or not, is actually a lot of fun because we're actually real people too. Second reason why you might want to study German, and this is all, again, based on a lot of scientific work that we know. So, you become a different person. It's been scientifically proven that studying a modern language and engaging with its culture changes the way you view the world. You become more interculturally competent. Yeah, you have better multitasking skills because you're used to switching between languages. Your brain is used to switching laterally like that much faster than it would be the case in other subject areas. So you tend to be a better multitasker. You can supercharge your brain because we know that multilingualism makes your brain work faster. And best of all, you get to spend a year abroad within your degree working and or studying in another country. And that's not an opportunity that everybody gets to have. And it really is one of the most amazing experiences you'll have. Third reason, and of course not the least important, certainly, is jobs. Yeah, so we know that language skills are the biggest skill shortage in Ireland at this present moment. Yeah, there are about 4,500 empty jobs in Ireland for language graduates. So really, there is a huge demand for people out there who have studied one or more foreign languages as part of their degrees. And we know also that all of these really large multinational firms, they don't necessarily want native speakers of the languages. They want excellent language graduates from Ireland. Why? Well, because you guys are here and you guys more than likely want to stay here. So they really love taking on language graduates from Ireland because it allows them to have people working for them for a long period of time and gives them the opportunity to progress them through the company. And we also know from a lot of the surveys that have been done most recently that German is the most sought after language in Ireland. And there are about 2,000 vacancies for a job at the moment. Given that there is a total number of about 1,500 students of German in the entire country at any given moment at university level, you can see that the vacancies massively outstrip the supply. So you guys are going to be in really high demand. And we see that every year. Last year, this year, previous years, all of our graduates pretty much have whatever jobs they're interested in lined up well in advance of graduation, because companies are so interested in having people who speak German as a foreign language well. So, just to give you a kind of a taste of all of the companies that I work with quite closely in as head of German and trying to assist them in recruiting German speakers, every huge company, global company you can imagine is there, not to mention, of course, the European Union, the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade. So literally any company you can imagine, they're going to be looking for German speakers. And of course, the two big heavy hitters there, Facebook and Google, that take on a huge number of German speakers every single year. So it's all well and good, obviously, for me to be saying this, but listen to it from the horse's mouth. These are some interviews that were conducted with employers who came to campus to try and recruit language graduates with all different language backgrounds, and you'll see quite clearly here that German is by far the front runner.
My name is Emer Fortune and I am the HR generalist for Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard are a video game publisher, so we're best known for publishing some of the biggest titles in the industry, such as Call of Duty and Destiny.
My name is Kevin O'Neill. I'm my first year at the Jameson graduate programme. This year I'm based in Dublin, and my main focus is on recruiting the next intake of Jameson brand ambassadors, but my plan is to go abroad next year at the programme as well.
My name is Ciara McBride. I work in SAP Galway. In SAP, in my department in particular, we would have a big focus on having a second language. The main one, obviously, with it being a German company, would be German. Next would be French, and then followed very closely by Spanish. So they would be our three most probably commonly spoke languages, and there would always be a demand for speakers of these languages at a level of fluency, so that they would be able to interact very easily with customers over the phone, and that via email as well, grammatically, and the written Spanish or language, whatever that may be, would also be at a good level.
So I do work for WeFair, and we right now support the English market, UK market, and the German market. We are a furniture online company, so we don't actually manufacture the products. The customers just order them from us. We go directly to the manufacturers, collect the items, and deliver them to the customers.
I work in Allianz Partners. We deal in health and life insurance claims throughout the world. We have many offices in Brussels, Dubai, Qatar, Libya, China. We are based in Dublin and Park West, in the Dublin side. And like that, we look after large multinational companies and also individuals who have private bespoke policies.
In Ireland, we run our localisation department, so we're based down in Eastpoint in Clontarf, and we recruit for two roles, which are localisation testers and language coordinators. So on site at present, we have 13 different languages. So we have French, Italian, German, Spanish, Russian, Polish, all of the Asian languages. We have Arabic, Brazilian Portuguese, and Latin Spanish. And we look for candidates who really have a passion for language and also are very, very interested in video games. German speakers are always extremely well sought after, and also Asian speakers as well. So particularly the two Chinese dialects, Japanese and Korean, are very sought after skills within our industry at present.
So for us, the 8 main languages that we look for are Russian, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, Japanese and Chinese. But we also recruit for different markets as well. So we also hire Polish, Greek, various different languages. There's 94 brand ambassadors around the world with us currently, and they're across 47 different markets. So there's quite a variance there for different languages for us.
German is very special right now for us because especially the German market is growing immensely right now. So we're getting bigger and bigger in Germany. People, customers are a lot more aware of us, and it's not really that easy to find the German speakers. So that's why it plays a big role for us right now. Like, it's big in demand. Like, we are just, anytime, if you're German speaking, and you have a bit of flair for customer service, and you're a good problem solver, like, anytime, please apply to WeFair.
We deal in over 120 countries and 18 currencies and different languages. So all languages, because we're across the world, are important to us, but fundamentally what we find hard to recruit for is German and French in Ireland anyhow. We have offices, like I said, in Brussels and in Romania. They're German speaking countries, so they're okay, but in Dublin we look to find German candidates.
Okay, so guys, you've seen there directly from the horse's mouth, there's a huge range of opportunities there for German speakers, and that's certainly just an industry. If we also look at the teaching side of things, certainly German is up there with Irish and mathematics as as one of the most sought after subjects. So really, if you're thinking about, your future beyond your degree program, having German as part of your degree is certainly a really smart choice. So if you're thinking about studying German at Maynooth, really there's obviously two entry pathways. So we have our post-leaving cert German, which we call the advanced students, and the entry requirement there is a H4 in your leaving certificate. However, you can also elect to join us as a beginners, and for that there's obviously no entry requirement. Generally speaking, beginners coming to us have zero knowledge of German, okay? So these are people that have never done German before. However, if someone is falling below the H4 entry requirement for the post-leaving cert stream, we do allow exceptions like that into the beginner's stream. So if you're thinking, look, I really like German, but I still don't feel my German is good enough, then you can still potentially think about coming to us and doing German, starting it all off again from scratch and going at it hard, okay? So in first year, when we're doing in German studies, what we're really doing is we're focusing on the language side. So we really want to make sure that you guys are the best users of the language you can be, okay? We take in people with lots of different proficiency levels, lots of different experiences of learning German, and what we do is we try to make sure that you guys come together and develop really good speaking, written, listening, and reading skills in German. So we want to make sure that you have a really strong foundation in German language, so that when you continue then on with German for the rest of your degree, you can use those language skills to do lots of other cool, interesting stuff in German, okay? So in first year, you're very much focused on language, and again, in terms of critical, we would always recommend that people consider doing critical skills alongside it. In second year and in final year, so the year after the year abroad, what you do is you continue to focus on German language and keep working intensively to make sure that your German language skills are as strong as they can be. And then you have a range of in-language electives that you can choose. So you can then apply those language skills to other content subject areas. So you can do things like German film. You can do things like linguistics, studying, what exactly language is and understanding language on a kind of a scientific level and looking at language and society. You can do business German to make sure you develop your skills in the business sphere with using German. You can do translation studies. You can do engaging with German language culture, which is very strongly focused on engaging with German literature or German language literature, Austrian, Swiss and German. You can do medieval studies, and we're actually the only university in the country that offers medieval studies in German. And then most recently we've added to our dossier of modules teaching German as a foreign language, so giving you guys exposure to what it's like to teach German as a foreign language and giving you guys the skills and an introductory level to potentially start thinking about teaching German as a foreign language either in Ireland or even abroad. And then crossing boundaries, which is our preparatory module for the year abroad, to make sure you guys are as comfortable and as prepared as possible in going away for your year abroad, which really is one of the most amazing things you'll ever do. So we have two then types of degree programs. We have our Bachelor of Art Honours, which is for the students who decide for whatever reason not to go on the year abroad, while if you decide to go on the year abroad and pass all of the requirements, then you're then awarded a separate degree, which is known as the Bachelor of Arts International. And this particular degree designation is very highly regarded in Ireland. So employers really look out for this Bachelor of Arts International, as it's something that really differentiates students from a lot of Bachelor of Arts programs. And, look, if you're thinking about doing German, you're not quite sure if it wants to be part of your degree, that's fine. You can do it in first year and then decide, look, if it's not for you, then you move on with your other subjects and forget about it. If you think, I love this, then you continue with it and carry it as one of your majors for the rest of your degree program. Or, of course, you can decide, well, I liked it, but maybe I want the focus of my degree to be in another area. So what you can do then is you can continue with those other subjects, but you can continue to take German as an elective as part of your degree, and that can be done at beginner's level in second year, or it can be done at advanced level after first year when you guys go into second year. And then just to let you guys know what you can do in terms of the year abroad. So we have two major strands. We have the study abroad, and we're linked with over 25 universities in Germany and Austria, and they really are top tier universities. Ludwig Maximilian in München, Universität Wien in Vienna, Technische Universität Berlin, a very highly regarded university, and most recently Universität Hamburg. Yeah, so you can really go to so many really interesting, cool places in Germany to study. Teaching then is the other major strand. So we offer kind of three major options here. One is working as an English language assistant in German secondary schools, and within that particular program you have the opportunity to teach English as a foreign language, but then also to get involved with teaching German as a foreign language, because often it's the case that these schools offer integration courses for migrants that have come to Germany. We also offer the opportunity for people who really like to work with children to work teaching English in kindergartens, and that's something that has proven popular for some of our students over the years. And then the third option is teaching English and German in language schools. So really, there's a lot of variation here. You can go with the study abroad context, or you can go with the teaching abroad context. And of course, there's European funding for both these initiatives. So, financially there is some support there. So you can really go abroad and make the most out of it. So then why go abroad? Because some people kind of think, oh God, going abroad can be a little bit scary. Well, really it isn't. And once you settle in, you'll have an amazing time. I absolutely loved my year abroad. And employers loved the fact that I had a year abroad. Once I finished my degree, I went and I worked in industry for a number of years, and they absolutely loved the fact that I was a language graduate with a clear amount of time spent abroad. Why? Well, because it shows that I'm adaptable, I'm versatile, and I have intercultural competence, because I lived and functioned effectively in another language and culture. It really allows you to supercharge your language abilities. Yeah, so this kind of immersion that you get through the year abroad is absolutely fantastic for making you more confident and competent in using the language. You get to experience the culture firsthand. So of course, when learning the language and reading German literature and watching German films, you get insight into the culture. But by actually being there and experiencing it firsthand, you really get a much deeper understanding of German culture. You get to travel all around Germany, Austria and Switzerland and Europe in general. It's incredible how well connected everything is, and you just get a chance to meet some incredible people from different cultural backgrounds and really have some very lifelong friendships and networks. And I suppose one thing that some people don't think about in the year abroad context is what it does for you personally. It makes you a lot more independent and well-rounded as an individual. So it really is an amazing opportunity for personal development. And when you're doing all these, when all of these changes are happening to you and you're developing all these new skills and developing who you are as a person, you really do start to see the world through a different set of eyes, which is just incredible. Okay guys, so that's everything from me. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I'll be on hand on Saturday and more than happy to answer any questions that you have either on Saturday or even subsequently. The German department email address is there. So thanks a mil for listening, and I hope to see all of you in September.